Hey everybody, it's Teenie, Christine Olson, Teenie. Um, Everybody calls me that, as you guys know. So today I want to talk to you about day two. Um, and it's technically day one, but it's day two, the second video in the new coach training video series that I've created for you guys. What I really want to say is, again, this is so important for you new coaches. You're going to get to learn all types of new stuff. Okay, so today we're going to go through, goal setting and what's really possible for you to achieve, and how much time. You might have questions. How much time am I going to have to invest in this? And what is really truly possible for me? And this is all the things that we're going to go through today. So I want to start off this video telling you a little bit about my story and what I accomplished, also about my struggles and how I got to where I am, so that maybe you can relate to what I did. So when I first started coaching a little less than 2 years ago, I'm almost at my 2 years, I was really trying to figure my life out. I was really unhappy with my job and my career, even though they were good jobs and I should be grateful for them. I was grateful for them, but I really wasn't happy. I was really unhappy. I live in an expensive area right outside of DC in Arlington, Virginia, and people here work so hard. They work so many hours tirelessly, and they just don't have balance. They don't really, some people do and everything like that. I'm not saying everybody, but people just work so hard sometimes at their jobs, and it's just a normal thing here. When I moved to this area, I really thought that that was the only way to live. I thought, you work really hard, you climb that corporate ladder, and that's just what you do. Um, so, um, you know, I but I had these great jobs, but I just really didn't feel fulfilled. As you may have had, I had all types of doubts when, all the types of doubts that you can imagine when I first heard of the Beachbody coaching opportunity. Again, I was working in corporate America, anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week, sometimes more, at these jobs that I thought was the only way to make good money, and have a career and to be successful. I basically felt like having a good career was the only way to define yourself, and to earn success. I almost felt like having a hard, time-consuming job was the only way that I could make it in this world and be happy. So I had a really good job. I had growth opportunity, but I didn't even want my boss's jobs when I started to look at what they were doing and their stress in their life and everything. And I was already feeling stress at my jobs, and so I just thought to myself, why am I not happy in this job? This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm on the fast track. I'm here. Why am I not happy? So I had these great jobs right after college. I went to James Madison University, and these great marketing jobs I thought I was supposed to have, and then I did all different types of jobs. And I had great benefits and good pay, but I was just depressed. I was depressed every day in my cubicle, and then I just remember literally feeling so sad and depressed every Monday in my cubicle, and thinking to myself, seriously, is this it? Is this what my life's going to be like? Isn't there something more than this? And I remember thinking that and asking that question to myself. So I remember thinking, where are those awesome jobs where I can be creative? Where are those jobs where I can help the world and I can help other people and I can dream big? I started to really think, what am I even good at? What do I enjoy doing? If I did something different than this, and besides working hard and working for someone else, what would I even do? I felt like something was really missing in my life. My personality started to get dull and boring, just because I was unhappy and depressed. I had always been, I always thought of myself as a happy, bubbly person, and that's sort of how everybody around me knew me as. And I was thinking, where's that person going? Why am I so sad? Why, I was thinking, why am I faking it all day when I'm at this job? I started to find myself itching to get happy, and to actually go to tons of happy hours, and social events, so that I could be free again. I could laugh. I could find my personality. I could talk to people. But then the whole process would start over again, because then the next day I'd have to go to work. And I was exhausted from happy hour and staying up late and drinking too much and partying too much and living an unhealthy life. Then the next day, I'd grab whatever unhealthy food that I could find. I tried to make it healthy, but there's like no healthy options around, outside of my work office. And I was working long hours and working my tail off in a stressful environment. People were getting laid off, and lots of stuff was going on. Feeling stressed from deadlines, and no longer being creative, or feeling creative. Or even using my personality, because there was really no room for that at my jobs. You're just working really hard for somebody else's ideas. So I was not living my passions. I was not living my dreams. I wasn't helping other people, like I had always thought that I would. I wanted to give back and help other people. So when I first started to do Beachbody, I talked to my upline coach, and you guys probably all know her, Sarah Try, and I told her all my doubts about this business and about actually making this happen. And she said to me that she had similar doubts at one point too, but that anything is possible if you set tangible goals. If you set tangible goals and you work towards them every single day with consistency, you can 100% make anything happen. And I believed her. She was a perfect example of doing it herself. And so I said, okay, so let's try to figure out what I need to do. So if you're having doubts too, you have to think to yourself, why not me? Because other people, setting goals and deciding that we're going to change, and and work consistently towards it every day. And that's what's happening here. So also back then when we first started, there wasn't really video training series like this. Sarah had made a bunch of her own videos, which was great, so that did help me. But we didn't have GSR calls, getting started right calls. So that wasn't really, something that we did for new coaches. So I wasn't really sure how to start a new coach when new coaches joined my team, and I wasn't really sure what to do myself as a new coach. So I wasn't really sure what was even accomplishable as a coach. And another thing I didn't have my why, my reason for wanting to be in this business in the first place. So that's really what I want to start with. I want to start off with, that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to write down 10 goals you want to accomplish in the next year. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to write down your why. Your why is your reasons for wanting to work on this business. And the third thing I want you to do is tell me how much time you're willing to put into this business every single day or every week. And this is something that you're going to share with your upline coach, or me if I'm your upline coach, or just your upline coach, so that we know how to lead you. So when I first started coaching, it took me about 2 months to really start to engage and start to, decide that I was working this business. So once I did that, things started to really change for me. I told Sarah, just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. And when she told me what I need to do, I just started to do it and just started to implement it. I was scared at first. I remember posting my very first post on Facebook, announcing to people that I was a Beachbody coach, and literally going through every single wording, and I was unsure about it. And I clicked the post and I messaged her and I said, "Eek, I cannot believe I just posted that on Facebook," but I had this excitement in my gut. I just felt like this was going to change my life. But I didn't really know exactly how to do that. So these are all things that you're going to learn in this training, is how to get started, okay? For example, the Power Hour to-do list, the game plan, personal development, meeting new people, all these things you're going to learn in these videos, in these trainings. So in my first 3 weeks of doing these things that Sarah told me to do, I went emerald. And after 3 months of doing these things, running challenge groups and things that she told me to do on a regular basis, I was making $100 to $200 a week. I was doing these challenge groups for fun for a while because I just wasn't really, I could make a living doing this. You know, I kind of, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, I enjoy having the money come in, and I can see how some people could be successful at this, but I didn't really think that I was going to be able to make enough money to support myself in this area. You know, I enjoyed doing the challenge groups, and I felt alive to help other people, help them with their goals, and also it helped me stay accountable. So, but then I started to see the money come in. I started to really look more into the earning potential of the business. So around 6 months into the business, so don't wait this long to learn all this stuff. About 6 months into the business, I started to watch some earning videos because I was spending more time on it, you know, for fun still. And I thought to myself, why are you not being more serious about this? This is an awesome income opportunity. You can make a really good income doing this. And I thought to myself, what have I been doing? Why am I doing this? I just was selling lots of detoxes and challenge packs, and so I was making money from that. Sometimes I was making $300 a week, but it was sporadic. It was just whatever I sold. So that's when it all changed for me. You know, around 6 months in, I decided I was going to make this into a business, not just something for fun. I enjoyed the extra income, and yes, it was fun, but now I decided I wanted to focus. At 8 months into the business, I became a diamond coach. And before 1 year as a coach, I made enough money, and I was able to quit my full-time job and support myself in an expensive area. I live outside of DC in Arlington, Virginia. So, so now it's so much easier, you know. Well, anyway, going back to what I've just said, you know, everybody's going to be so different. And you have to really, you know, realize what your goals are. I mean, around that time, around like the 6 month mark, big changes were happening at my business, at my company. I didn't want to just have another job, and I decided I was going to start really working hard to leave my job. And that was my why. My really big why was I just need to get out of here. And so that made me push hard and get out of there. So, you know, and now it's so much easier for us to do and accomplish these things because there's challenge packs. There weren't challenge packs back in the day, and new trainings and things like these for you guys. So when you're sitting down tonight, I want you to write out your goals. I want you to think about these things. So to start off, I recommend, you know, just so that you know, baseline, you can do whatever you need to do, but you know, investing about 1 to 2 hours a day in this business is like a really good idea to start off. So you all know I was super busy with a full-time job that was super demanding and stressful, and I worked long hours. So what I started to do is I would wake up an hour earlier to get some of my to-do list done, to get some things done, and then I would work out, and I would work out to one of the Beachbody programs at home, and I would take a picture of myself. I'd shower, I'd go to work, and during my lunch break, when I had a second, I would get online, I'd answer messages on Facebook, I'd check my emails, or I'd send a text to a new challenger in my group, I'd post a picture of myself working out that day or drinking my Shakeology, and sometimes I would host a Getting Started Right call on my lunch for new coaches that joined my team. Again, didn't have those right at the beginning, but towards the tail end, we started to do Getting Started Right calls, GSR calls. Then I would come home, I'd make dinner, I'd relax, and I'd spend time with my husband, Max. And then around 8:30 p.m. or so, when we were relaxing, you know, I would tell him, you know, I'd work on my business. I'd work on my business in the evenings. So not every day, but designated days that I had for Beachbody business that we had agreed upon, I would work at night on my business. You know, people that work every night on their business, you know, they might get there faster than me, but you know, balance is very important to me, and you know, it just depends on how hard you're willing to work for something. How many hours are you willing to dedicate to this? You'll get there faster when you dedicate time. Also, one thing that I had a discussion with my husband about was I was getting so excited about my business and all these awesome things happening, and I could just see it changing before my eyes. But you know, one thing that I needed to learn was to put the phone away when I was with my husband. When I'm spending time with Max, I need to, or people I love, my family, my friends, I need to put the phone away, put the computer away, and spend time with that person, because you need to find balance. That's why I joined this Beachbody in the first place, this Beachbody community in the first place, was because I was looking for balance and happiness, and so you have to find that. But during those designated times that I set aside for my business, I was working on my business. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to decide how much time are you willing to put into this. I want you to understand that what you put in is what you get out of this. It's up to you. You know, there might be some times that you can dedicate more time to this business and get there faster, and there's other times when you might have to do a little less. That's okay. You know, again, what you put in is what you get out. For example, if you're looking to make $1,000 a week in the first year, you are going to have to invest some time into this. You will have to do your power hour to do this. You will have to host challenge groups on a regular basis, but it's all possible for you to do. It's all about consistency. So that's what's possible for you guys. That's what this video is all about. I'm glad you took time to watch this video. So again, just to recap those things that you're going to be doing tonight, I want you to figure out your why, your reason for this, for being here in the first place, for having an interest in Beachbody. 2, I want you to list out 10 goals for me in the next year. And 3, I want you to tell me how much time you would be willing to invest each day or week in this business. So please send that to me if I'm your upline coach or your upline coach. And that's today's message. So thank you guys for watching the second video in the training video series of the 14-day new coach training, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. Make sure to do your to-do list, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye, guys.